We are talking about writing. We should have a jingle on
I like that jingle
for IELTS
Done.
Energy shows.
Well done. This was our meeting to come up with a jingle, and well done, everyone.
All right, adjourned. See ya.
Adjourned.
Okay, just kidding, guys. We aren't ending the episode already. We are here to clarify and teach you about the best way to write an overall trend for writing task 1. We have a great question from a student, an example of something we see a lot in overall trends that is completely wrong. And we're going to tell you exactly how to write an impressive yet simple overall trend that the examiner must see for a 7 or higher for task. So a lot to talk about today, Aubrey, but we love focusing on writing, and we have a special opportunity for you guys. What am I talking about?
Yes, guys, the reason we focus a lot on writing is because we know a lot of you listening, that is where the struggle is. The biggest struggle is often with the writing score. You may be getting the reading and listening scores you need. You're improving on speaking, and writing is just really holding you back.
Yeah.
So for anyone that this is the case and the writing score is really where you need to focus, we have an opportunity for you, a program. You can go to allearsenglish.com/writingwise to be the first to hear when it's ready. You'll get an email, and this is what you need. It's the 3 Keys writing module with our writing extra practice package, Band 9 essays. You can see videos of Jessica creating this essays, walking you through how to do it. This is what you need in order to get that 7 or higher on test day for writing.
Yeah, guys, this package, this special opportunity is only going to be available to students April 22nd to 26th, and spots are limited, you guys. So you need to get your name on this list so you're the first to know when it's opened. Because like I said, it's only going to be open for a short time. In this window, guys, you have a chance, like Aubrey said, to get the full 3 Keys IELTS writing module, plus all of these Band 9 sample essays that I wrote, task 1, task 2, with video lessons on how you can create those same essays. So guys, get your name on this list, allearsenglish.com/writingwise. You will save over $100 on this program if you are the first in. So sign up, guys, get your name on that list. Okay. So let's get into this. Let's start with the question from the student, Aubrey. What did this student ask about?
Yes, this is a student in our 3 Keys Facebook group who posted, "Hi, Aubrey. I just want to clarify in the part 1 academic essay in the overall, how many trends are we going to write? Is 1 trend enough, or do we need 2 to 3? And the student posted an essay that has 3 sets of information. So it's a static essay, but we have dates that these railway systems were opened, length of routes, and passengers per year. So I see where the student is coming from. Like, ooh, do I need a separate overall trend to share the highest and lowest for each of these?
Yeah, so it does depend on the question, guys. Let's just answer that question first before we talk about this kind of complicated static graph. There's not one answer. Like, I can't just say just always one overall trend and that's it for every question. No, of course not. If it is a simple change over time line graph, right, then you can just talk about overall what increased, what decreased. Like overall, the female numbers skyrocketed while the male numbers dropped, right? What's the biggest change? That's what we need to talk about for change over time. If there is a lot to talk about, if there are like 6 lines on this graph, right? In order to save time, it's okay just to have like one overall trend. So you could say like overall, every product experienced a rise in sales throughout the period. But the most important thing there, guys, is you have to have overall, what are the biggest changes? That's it for change over time, right? For static, you want to say overall, this is the highest, or overall, this is the highest and the lowest, okay? If you have time, then I recommend saying both overall, what's the highest and lowest numbers. So there would be 2 parts to that overall trend. So that's really like your goal, to have that higher level overall trend that's more complete. But again, we can't just say like overall things changed. Like that's the biggest misunderstanding I see in students writing.
And I do see that a lot, right? A very general overall trend to just say, overall, there was a big difference in the information, or overall, there was a drastic change. This is not really showing overall what's happening in the chart. You do need to get specific enough to where you're giving an overall picture of what you're looking at in that chart.
And like get specific, like we said, but don't give any numbers in the overall trend, okay? Because these numbers, these are the most important numbers. These are going to be right away in the body. You don't want to repeat numbers, right? So no numbers in the overall trend. So remember, for change over time, you're just like, overall, this increased, this decreased. Of course, use better vocabulary than that, but that's your goal. And then for static, overall, this was the highest, this was the lowest. Now, people waste a lot of time trying to find a pattern, a connection between these numbers, a correlation. And usually, guys, there is none. There is no correlation between these numbers, right? So don't waste your time looking for it. But if you follow our system and you know what to circle, right, when you're planning, you will see if there is a correlation, okay? You don't have to spend time looking for it. And like we said, guys, usually there is not a correlation. But if there is, it should be mentioned in the overall trend. So we are talking about one of these complicated questions today. Can you describe the graph that we're talking about, Aubrey?
Yes, this is from one of the Cambridge practice books. So students, you may have seen this before. It's labeled Underground Railway Systems. And on the left, you have a bunch of the biggest cities: London, Paris, Tokyo, Washington, D.C. And then it has the date that each of them opened their railway system: 1863, 1900, all these dates. And then a list of kilometers of route. So the length of route for each of these railways. And then a list of numbers that are passengers per year in millions: 775, 1,191, right? For each city, how many passengers ride that train each year?
Okay. So if we're following our 3 keys writing system, guys, and you will get the complete system, all the strategies you need to make task 1 easy if you sign up for our program, allearsenglish.com/writing-wise. But we'll give you a little sneak peek into that today. So part of the planning, guys, is just knowing what are the important numbers and circle those important numbers. And then you have a clear view of what the overall trend is, what numbers you're going to put in your essay. It's all planned for you before you start writing. So if we circle the oldest train here, that is London, opened in 1863, right? That is the oldest. Remember, guys, static is all about superlatives: highest, youngest, oldest, smallest. It's all about superlatives. So the oldest train is London. And we can also see that London has the most track. It has the longest length of track of any of the other cities. So these are correlated. That is part of your overall trend. But we can't ignore the passenger numbers. Your overall trend has to be exactly that, overall. You can't ignore a whole category. So passengers, there is no correlation, right? So the trains that carry the most are in Tokyo, which is neither the youngest nor the oldest, not the longest, shortest, nothing else special, but it carries the most passengers. So we have to have both of these in our overall trend. So what could we write for this sentence, Aubrey?
Yeah, so you could say, overall, London is both the oldest and longest railway, while Tokyo transports the most individuals.
Nice. Great paraphrasing, man. I love it. Yeah. So hopefully, guys, this specific example, because it is more complicated, and our tips today will help clarify how to write an overall trend. Because at the end of the day, guys, it is only one sentence in your essay. It should be only one sentence in your essay. But if you don't have an overall trend, your task score automatically goes down to a 5. If you have an overall trend, but it's not great, right? If you say overall, but then don't actually give an overall trend, again, task score 5. So guys, it is just one sentence, but it has to be great if you're going to get even a 6 for task. So this is really important.
It can be a huge time suck.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough practice and you're not really clear on what goes in it, like you said, students can waste so much time trying to find a correlation or trying to figure out what to include.
Totally.
This should be very clear, very simple to you before you go in on test day. You need strategies. You need to understand for each essay. It should be pretty quick and simple for you to pull out what goes in the overall trend.
Totally. So guys, we do guarantee that our 3 key strategies will increase your writing score if you get into this program. So don't forget to sign up, allearsenglish.com/writing-wise. And then keep an eye out in your inbox, guys, because we will email you your invitation first. If you are on this list, guys, the program opens April 22nd. It is only open for a few days, guys. So you want to get in now. So you save over $100. You get all of these extra writing lessons. So sign up, guys, allearsenglish.com/writing-wise. All right, Rad. Good episode. Very solid writing lesson today, Aubrey.
Yes, a really good episode. And I'm very excited for you guys to get into this program so that you can get the writing score you need on test day.
Exactly.
We'll see you in there.
All right, Aubrey. Have a great rest of the week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.